So go a little something like this. That's AVIOT.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is AVIOT, Atypical Voices in Our Time, the official podcast of Chemistry Productions. That's spelled K3MISTRY, a media education company. I am your gracious co-host, Jay Stokes, joined by my other gracious co-host, Jay Random. What's going on, Random?
Same old, same old. What's going on, Jay Stokes? How's everything, man?
Everything is everything. I'm really stressed out. Been very behind on making Ruining Your Faves videos for chemistry on our YouTube channel. And my article production has been going down, but we got a lot of hits on that article on Jennifer Lopez and Motown. We got a lot of hits on the Me Too and twerking article from the City Girls music video. So
Yes.
the things that chemistry already has up is doing pretty well, but
That's good.
I want to be able to put out more content for our company and just get more of a following. That's it.
I hear you, man. No, you're exactly. I definitely agree, especially since, the hard work that you're doing and the hard work that we're doing on this radio show is only right to get recognized. So I hear you.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with social media. Positive media gets no recognition. Is that tomfoolery, cooning stuff that gets all the freaking attention, and that's annoying. It's
Right.
annoying, and I know it makes me upset because I'm like, so you telling me if I talk about positive things, no one's gonna listen? But if I start talking or disrespecting women or yelling or doing the dumb stuff like that, they gonna listen? That's not cool.
Nah, not cool at all. Not cool at all. And we just got through with talking about toxic masculinity in our last podcast. You talking about disrespecting women and doing foolish stuff like that. It's definitely something that is prevalent in society and something that people respect. And that's why, as you say, this tomfoolery in social media and media in general sells.
Yeah, sad but true. It really does sell. And the sad part is, like, you and I said in the last show, it's sad how, it's toxic masculinity. I mean, men display that, but a lot of men, I'm pretty sure, if they tell you, if you ask them why are you like this, they will tell you because women like it. So it's kind of like damn if I do, damn if I don't. Because if you ever hear women say, it's nothing wrong with a bad boy. Well, guess what? Bad boys are listening and saying, okay, that's what you want? Because
Exactly.
in reality, they don't even know what the hell they want. So, that's the sad part. But in the same token, don't ask for it, because when you get it, now you don't want it no more, because now you can't get rid of that damn bad boy.
Exactly. And I'm actually working on an article for that. We won't be posting an article this Thursday on our Tit for Tat web blog, because the article is very complex, talking about this whole toxic masculinity thing. And I came across an article that was speaking on the thug narrative in hip hop music specifically, and how thugs are praised. And it was saying that a lot of people, kids specifically, black kids, they don't know what they want, but they see in the media how relationships are represented, and they see or they hear this thug mentality, this thug type of behavior. And because of that, they decide to emulate it. And girls decide they want that because they see in these images that these thugs, they get all the money. These thugs, they come from the bottom to the top of the tops. And it's a real big issue. It's a real big issue. So I definitely got to flesh out that piece and bring this to light.
No, you're right. It's a real big issue. And also, a lot of times, I can only say women because that's what we're talking about. It seems like women, they feel like that is a sign of masculinity and also a sign of a protector. But
Right.
but they have to remember, sometimes you can't tame that. So you got to watch out for what you think you want, because what you think you might want, you really don't want it, and you don't know until it's too late.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So what's up?
I was actually speaking with a woman about this too, and she was saying that you have to even look within the black community at slavery and how black men were ripped away from their families, and how their being overly masculine and overly manly in order to overcompensate for what they lost. Like they were taken away from their families, they're demeaned, they can't get a job, yada yada yada. So because of that, now they are like this.
Overly, yes, like yes. I know what, you know what, that could be the case too, because I know definitely I know, not definitely, but I know sometimes, a lot of people, or just like even, I don't want to say me, but sometimes we can overcompensate for trying to protect our manhood and our woman in the same token. When in
Yes.
reality, if we just calm down the testosterone and look at the full picture, this whole situation, or like, it's not that serious. Meaning,
Mhm.
we don't, like, we don't have to really get out of pocket. It's
Mhm.
it's like that energy is not called for now. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but before you know, it's too late, and now hands are tossed and all this other silly stuff. And for what? When it's all said and done, we could have talked it out instead of acting like we got to go fisticuffs.
Right.
You know,
Right.
But you're right though. It could be the you're not gonna play me, yo. Now you're not gonna play me in front of my woman, and or you feeling like, yo, you're not gonna jump me. She ain't gonna look at me like I'm. And it's like, at the end of the day, if she's a real woman, she wants her husband or her boyfriend or her significant other to be okay.
Mhm.
You can also you can always tell by a female and how she really cares about you is if she doesn't want you to get into that fight.
Right. She wants you to be more diplomatic to
Yes.
solve it with your words rather than
Yes.
your fists.
Exactly. Because solving it with your fist, what is that? What is that game? You know?
I mean, the ruler of the animal kingdom or something like that. When you got a whole bunch of guys together, they always trying to compete.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's why I laugh at stuff and I'm like, come on, man. It's not that serious. If we
Right.
can somehow diffuse this situation, let's diffuse it, man, because we all know nowadays, a fight doesn't really end with a fight.
Nope.
Just a lot of suckers that pull out guns and just, don't, and they don't have a sense of life.
No, they don't.
Those are people you gotta watch out for.
Exactly. And the thing is, you don't know these days because everybody carrying now.
That's why that's what I was telling my family. I'm gonna take up that crawl McGraw. That fighting style when you be, like when you see it on TV, when the person's pointing the gun at the victim and the victim grab the gun and climb on them and bust them up.
What?
So I'm thinking by the time I get halfway up and my back give out on me, then I'm gonna take them out with my weight alone. That's what I want to do. I want to do that Carl McGraw, something like that. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but that's the type of fighting style I want to do. Just basically just scrap, like because nowadays, man, you gotta make sure you bringing something to the table. Because I mean, listen,
everybody taking what do you call it? What's that thing called? Oh my goodness, CrossFit. Everybody taking CrossFit. There you go.
What? And you gotta watch out, man. You don't want to get beat up.
Nah, you get beat up by these girls out here, man. These women.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to get beat up by, like you trying to protect stuff, and all of a sudden you wind up on the floor. She mopping, she's picking you up off the ground. You're like, yo. So, yeah. So I think nowadays, you're right. I think a lot of time it's overcompensating for certain situations, and instead of it being the fact that you could just slow it down, breathe, talk it out, people lose focus and just want to fight. So somehow we got to get back to the, let's take a look at the situation before we start throwing fisticuffs. It's not serious.
But the question is, has it ever been a time where people actually talk things out?
Has it ever been a time that people actually talk things out?
The
funny thing is, people really talk things out, but what they do is they talk as they're walking away. Like, I thought so. What? Say another word. What you gonna do, man? Yeah, I thought that's talking it out. That's talking it out. That's yeah. You lucky. The cops over there. What? Oh man, that's talking it out. That's talking it out, Jake.
You are funny. Yeah, but that hey,
That's
but
the
that is
definition
true.
of talking
That's
it
what
out.
I thought.
At the end of the day,
That's
guess
what
what?
I thought.
That's what I thought. Yeah, right. You better get in your car. God forbid you get out the car. You like, yo, you better get back in that car. You better get back in that car if you know what's right. Like, yo, son, you about to take that L.
Yeah, for real. But speaking of all these violent behaviors and whatnot,
What's up?
I wanted to get to a story that you actually shared with me today regarding a young activist um, that is from Columbus, Ohio, I believe. Her name is
Yes,
Amber
yes.
Evans. Amber Evans.
Yes, Amber
And
Evans.
she's a 28-year-old activist from Columbus, Ohio, and she's been missing for over a week now, right?
No, a month.
A month? Oh,
A month.
wow.
Today
Wow.
is a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we
Sad.
really have to pay attention to cases like this. So what's weird about this case is some people are speculating that law enforcement is not really doing their job to help this woman out. She's a black woman because she's been critical of law enforcement and how they treat black individuals. And she's been doing her thing. Like she's been doing her thing to make sure that justice is served for black individuals. And last she was seen was with her boyfriend, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I wish the best for her, but this is a problem in America where black women, black females, black girls, black women, they go missing all the time. And I don't think it gets the same coverage as, let's say, white white females. I mean, that's the standard everybody looks up to, but white females or females of a lighter complexion because of for whatever reason, but it's really a big issue, and stories like this should definitely be talked about more often, especially because she's an activist. Not saying that her life is worth more than anybody else, but if she's here for a good cause and she's trying to push society forward in a positive direction, we should be making sure that we protect individuals like her
I
and everybody else.
No, I totally agree. And once again, I forgot this. I forgot the actual statistics, but it's pretty high on the amount of African American women that are missing.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, it's pretty high. It's pretty high. Um, and also, I feel like my only problem I have with this whole story, and like you and I were talking about this earlier, Jay Stokes, is that
Mhm.
why haven't the cops talk to the boyfriend? I heard the mother on the radio today. She was on the Joe Madison show that comes on every day from 6 to 10, if I'm right. It's either from 6 to 10 or 7 to 10 in the morning on satellite radio. And the mother
Mhm.
was basically saying, okay, she don't understand. Why isn't the cops talking to the boyfriend? And the cop basically said he don't think the boyfriend had anything to do with it. This is what the cop told her. The cop told her he doesn't think the boyfriend has anything to do with it. The cop also told her, aka the mother, the first day he met her was that either the daughter wanted to start a new life or she committed suicide. This is what the cop told the
What?
mother. Yes. The cop told the mother on the first meeting that they saw each other. This was the mother said on the radio today. She was like, when she first met the lead detective, they had a big argument because he didn't know her from a hole in the wall and told her basically that your daughter is either A, starting a whole new life, so that's why you can't find her, or B, she probably committed suicide.
Wow.
So automatically, he already had a negative perception of the daughter. So, but as of now, he is no longer on the case. The lead detective, forgot his name. I apologize. I was listening to the show, and I was so intrigued. I googled her name, and I sent you the information, and I wanted to talk about it. But I say all this to say, I just hate that, you know, we, as in the two of us, when we're on our show, you know, for people who's listening, they probably think all the time we always talk about race. But let's be honest, if it was a black man and it was a black woman that was missing, that black men would have already been questioned.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I have a problem with, it's like we already know the justice system isn't right. We already know the police treat us different. We already know this. But, it's up to the police to prove us wrong, and they keep proving us right every time.
Right.
So
exactly.
The time that's being wasted on not interviewing him could have saved her life if they find her dead, not alive.
Right.
Because think about it, it's been a month now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a
Usually
month.
that's a bad sign.
And did you read? The article? They said that they think her. I think they found her car. Somehow they keep mentioning a river. So I think in so many ways, somehow the river that they think the body or they want to search has been real. I don't want to say deep, but somehow something is up with the river that they can't actually go in there now. So they could go in there later, probably when the seasons change. And I'm like, what? Like, wait a minute. So you kind of got a sense that she may be in this lake, but you can't check it.
They could check it.
I'm like, come on, let's
People
be
do
real.
deep sea diving all the time. I'm sure it's cold under there.
Yes. So that's why I'm like, are you reading it right now? You see, right? When they said,
yeah, the Scioto River, River.
So they talking about they can't dredge it now. I'm like, wait a minute. So if it turns to find out that, because be honest, if she's in that river, DNA evidence, anything is being swept away right now.
Yep.
So I just, so I'm just hoping that she's alive, but it doesn't seem like she is, and I'm hoping she's not in that river, because if she is, then
forget about it.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. We
What's
see First 48. We see all these crime shows. So they could find out if they really wanted to. It depends on how much effort these law enforcement agencies, these law enforcement officers put in.
I agree. And at the end of the day, we got to keep on reminding ourselves. She didn't speak too highly of the cops.
Yeah. So maybe they're trying to get her back.
I mean,
and you mentioned a good point earlier. You're saying it seems like we always talk about race, but as black men, it's hard for us to separate our race from our experiences in life and everything. Our race factors in so much. It factors into so much of what happens with us and around us. Like, we walk in a store and we're just aware of our race because we're aware of the eyes looking at us. People thinking we might steal something. We drive and we see a cop. We tense up because we don't know if the cop's going to pull us over for no reason and then try to rough us up and potentially murder us. So being black is always going to be something that's on our mind. It's something that we cannot escape. Like, you even look at the Oscars. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Oscars. Oh, let's go into that. Let's segue into that a little bit. Did you watch the Oscars at all?
Yeah, I watched it. But explain this to me. And I know hopefully you get to it. Yeah. I keep on hearing the same thing. And is that the Oscar was good, but the ending was bad. And I didn't watch the ending. Did you watch the ending?
Okay, so they're talking about the Green Book. That's why. They're talking about the movie.
That's the ending?
Book. Yeah, the Green Book got best. The Green Book got Best Picture.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. So I believe that is what people were criticizing, and the reason why is because it's based off of this real individual, a black piano player. I'm actually looking up his name right now, and the black piano player actually told the person who was making the movie, like, not to do certain things, and they did not listen. And basically the movie didn't do him justice. His name is Don Shirley. He is a world-class black pianist, and the movie didn't really do him justice. They fabricated a lot of the details in his story. So that's why a lot of people were like, why did this win? And they were upset about it. And also they're upset that a whole bunch of white men made the movie. People wanted like Black Klansman or Black Panther or something to win instead. But the Oscars was definitely a big time for black individuals. after. When was Oscar So White? Was that 7 years ago? 4
No,
years
that
ago?
wasn't. Yeah, it was probably 4, probably earlier than that.
Okay. Yeah, Oscar So White, I believe, was 2016. So, 3 years ago. Yeah. All right. I hope I'm getting that right. I'm looking at an article now. It's from 2016. But anyway, whether or not I got the date right, Oscar So White was pretty much saying that the Oscars only represent white individuals, white men specifically, and white women definitely as well. And a lot of black people and people of color, I make a distinction between the two because black people, we have a very unique condition in the US. So black people and other people of color were not represented on these Oscar shows. So they had that hashtag going around, everybody was upset, and the Oscars viewership went down. This year we had a lot of black individuals and a lot of other individuals of color winning awards that you didn't see anymore. Like Regina King won an Oscar. That was crazy. What else?
No, that was crazy, and her speech was nice.
Her speech was great. I even liked the woman that won for Black Panther. I think best film design, film set or something like that is another
Yeah.
black woman that won.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther actually took home 3 Oscars.
Yeah, but why didn't our boy get it? Like they didn't even put him on as like best.
Kendrick?
Kruger. No, Kruger.
Oh, Ryan Coogler. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, none of y'all would have won anything if I didn't do the movie.
Yeah, and a lot of people were praising him. Hannah Beachler, that's the one that won Best Production Design. Her speech was great. Best Costume Design for Black Panther was Ruth E. Carter. That's another black woman. And they both thanked Ryan Coogler. Like Ryan Coogler did his thing on that movie. Black Panther wasn't just a movie; it was a movement. I felt like it brought the African diaspora together because all black people were unified in that one moment, and we all felt like we had a purpose. And that's the thing: media matters. So that's why we're so big at chemistry in media, because media matters a lot. And people always say, especially in the black community, the Oscars don't really validate these directors and these movie makers and the people involved in movies. They don't validate their worth. However, because it's like you got the BET Awards, you got the Source Awards and whatnot. However, the Oscars, things like the Oscars and the Grammys and whatnot, they have a wider appeal. They have more prestige, unfortunately, and they have a wider net cast in terms of the country, in terms of the world, and more people are looking at it. So if they see black individuals winning these things and other people of color winning these things, then they will see how talented these groups are. And that could help with things like racial bias. That could help with things like inspiring young kids of those colors, black kids, Asian kids, Hispanic kids. It can inspire them to be great. And then it can inspire them. Like Black Panther, you had many scientists in there in that movie, black scientists. So it can inspire kids to go into the sciences. Media matters a lot, especially when we look at the black community.
It really does.
Yeah, especially when we look at the black community. Black kids consume more media than any other demographic of children. So it matters a lot. And that's why I just wanted to bring up the Oscars situation. It was definitely a historical night. And the ratings went up.
It did?
Yeah, the ratings went up. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah, Oscars were failing for a minute. But I was kind of upset that Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's song won over Kendrick and SZA. I was like, come on.
Whoa. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, but that song Shallow.
That bullshit song. What was that too real?
Shallow. Yeah. And that one, I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like, what's the name of the song? All the Stars, something. All the Stars, just called All the Stars. Yeah, All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. That song was tough. Like, remember when that song came on at the end of Black Panther in the movie theaters? I was like, yo, this sounds great in the theater.
It sounded real good.
It sounded awesome in the theater.
And that's all about when it comes to trying not to let them bother us, or as far as let them validate what we do. Because at the end of the day, that song is dope.
That song
So
is very dope.
I mean, especially compared to Shallow. Fuzz is Shallow. I mean, no. The funny thing is, he acting like Bradley Cooper, acting like he doing something. Come on, yeah, I actually took lessons to sing. Dude, you singing in a low octave. Good luck. Good luck. I can sing in a low octave. Shallow. See, look. I sounds like him.
Exactly. Right. Shallow. Yeah.
It's like, come on, you ain't doing nothing special, sucker. Sit down. Sit down, punk. And then the funny part is how everybody's like, oh my God, you see how the chemistry was? It's called acting.
Exactly. That's actually what Lady Gaga said on Jimmy Kimmel. She's like, oh, we did a good job of fooling you then.
Yeah, it's just acting. Nobody cares.
That's it.
Listen, nobody cares, man. We got real stuff to worry about. And not about Bradley Cooper.
You see, Spike Lee got an Oscar.
Yeah, man. He threw nothing but shade on
the Green Book.
The Green Book. You should have. You should have.
Black Klansman was good. The ending, I just didn't really care for the ending, but the movie itself I felt was good.
Well, the reason why I didn't mind the ending because we knew he was going to throw a jab any chance he got. So he took the jab over the cinema. What the hell is it?
Cinematography.
I thought I was saying it right in my head, but it didn't sound like it was coming out right.
SMH.
He sacrificed that just to take a jab at, yo, you want to talk about our president or no? That was a good segue. I'm like, hey, let's talk about him and how I woke this morning to find out that he failed, which I knew he was, with North Korea. North Korea don't care. Listen, at the end of the day, North Korea want what they want, Yeah.
You see, speaking of what, you see how he tried to take up for North Korea and how they killed that guy over there some time ago?
Yes. I love how this man always just puts his foot in his mouth. I love it, man. You don't love it?
Always. I'm trying to get that guy's actual name, though.
Always. Talking about Kim Jong-un said he didn't do it, and I believe him. Like, yo, really? Okay. Oh,
yeah.
That's all we got to do? We got to be a dictator and tell you we didn't do it? And you going to be like, okay.
The guy's name is Otto Warmbier. Yeah, Otto Warmbier, I believe.
Listen, he does not deserve that. That was sad.
It was sad, very sad.
I mean, to send him back in a coma. The man, you know what I'm saying? The man didn't go there in a coma. And to act like you don't know what's going on. Come on, really? It's an insult.
Yeah, I got
but our
you.
president is always siding with the others, so ain't nothing new. You saw how he told Putin. Remember how he told Putin? I'm sorry. Remember how he told us? He was like, "Yeah, I believe Putin." He said it had nothing to do with the collusion. Of course, the collusion helped you, punk. We think this is. Come on, man. You insulting our intelligence here now. Really.
Speaking of the Russians, there's been a new movement. Huh? Oh, no. There's been a new movement on social media. Well, it's been going around for a little while now. It's called ADOS. Hashtag ADOS. Stands for the American Descendants of Slavery. So like you and me, our ancestors were in the slave trade and were brought over from Africa, and they dealt with all that stuff, and that's how we got here. Praise God. Anyway, so there's a hashtag.
Whoa. I ain't praising God about the death. I'm just messing. Continue.
No, that we hear, man.
I'm only joking.
Hit that random button. My
random button need to be hit.
Random.
So a lot of people in the news were calling these Russian bots that were going around with these hashtag ADOS because our experience as Black individuals, the American descendants of slaves, is very unique because we were disconnected from our country, just like it showed our continent, just like it showed in Black Panther. And we had to develop our own culture. We still kept elements of our culture from different countries in Africa, but we had to kind of develop a new one. And we're still here. We influence pretty much the world. much of the cotton and the sugarcane that was harvested due to black slaves kept the world economy running. In fact, ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, I mean, the slaves that were here are responsible for the world economy running. So now they're making a big push for people that are using this hashtag are making a big push for reparations for
Okay.
blacks. And this was actually started by social media or YouTubers. Well, they're activists, Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks. That's Antonio Morrison, I believe his name is. I think Antonio Moore, something like that. But they're the ones that really started this hashtag and really made a big move. Antonio Moore, that's his name. They made a big push for this reparations and movement. And basically within this, they're saying that reparations need to be paid to the American descendants of slaves like you and me. And a lot of people are upset because you have a lot of foreign blacks like Africans and people from the West Indies, even first generation, second generation West Indians, first, second generation Africans. They're saying, oh, this is causing division. And it's like, no, not necessarily, because we're still black in America at the end of the day. We're just saying that we've never gotten paid our reparations over here. So, for instance, Jamaica, right? I think Jamaica was occupied by the British. They have a right to say the British need to pay us reparations because that's who occupied their space. So we as black Americans here having a lineage in America, we have the right to say the Americans need to have to pay us reparations, not anybody else, us. Because you look at different areas in society, black Americans, and not separate us, but black Americans are at the bottom in many areas of society. You have foreign blacks that come over and they end up doing better than the native blacks that are here. What are your thoughts on this, Jay?
I agree. This is my thoughts. If you know, you and I, we spoke about this. So basically, I feel
Yes.
like this. The reparations, it should be divided. Divided meaning amongst continents. So if you're not from America, and then no, you shouldn't get any reparations, because the reparation
From
is
Americans, from
yeah,
America, from
yeah,
America. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, Americans from America.
Uh-huh.
So the Jamaicans or whoever else should go back to whoever enslaved them in that particular era, time, and get
Mhm.
reparations from them. Because
Exactly.
I feel like if we don't dilute and figure this out and do it the right way, then we're gonna actually allow them to be like, hey, wait a minute, but you're from XYZ. Why am I paying you? You're from here. You're not from here. Let's not allow them
Mm.
to dictate who can get what. Let us dictate who can get what.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
because it's like a shark. When it smells blood, it goes in. So they already don't want to do it, right? So why give them a reason to knock it down? You know what I'm saying? So many ways. Talking about, hey, wait a minute, there's too many black people. You guys should have done it the right way. You guys should have filed your papers. Like, no, we already filed our papers. Okay, this is what
Mhm.
we're doing. The original, I forgot the term you use it, but the
The
original.
American descendants of slaves.
Thank you. The American descendants from slaves, they should get, meaning America should pay them. Boom.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The descendants from slaves from Haiti, Jamaica,
The French and the British need to pay them.
yeah, exactly. Barbados, wherever. Hey, if they listen, whoever was enslaved that wasn't from America, you need to handle that with your, I hate to say overseers, but you need to handle it with your country. So no,
Right.
I agree, and I feel like we need to take care of this before we actually file it, because you're right, it can become real confusing, and it's not really separating. It's making sure that the right people get the right money.
Right, because we're still one at the end of the day. We're still fall under the umbrella of the African diaspora, but we just have to recognize we have different cultures and we have different ways of getting together. Like there was a different way in which this happened. And remember, blacks are the only group, American descendants of slaves are the only group in America that are here against their will. Everybody else, their ancestors came here willingly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That is so true. They definitely came here willingly. We didn't come here willingly.
Yeah, that's what always kind of bothers me a little bit. I'm not saying it's wrong, but some people they'll complain like America's not treating us right. It's like, but you came here.
Like you have the option to go back home.
Exactly.
And guess what? And when you go back home, guess what? You have a home. You have family over there. Like if we go back to Africa now, where are we gonna go to? Who am I going? Who house I'm staying at?
Exactly.
Who house I'm staying at? I mean, that's the they gonna see us and be like, fresh meat. Fresh meat.
Yeah, when I was over at Ghana, man, even though everybody was nice, you had people trying to hustle me. Like they thinking, oh, you American, we're gonna try and hustle you. I'm like, yo, ain't I your brother?
Yeah, they like, nope. I don't know you.
Exactly. They go and switch into their native tongue, and I can't understand what they're talking about. I'm like,
guess what? You about to be swindled, son.
Exactly.
So no. All just aside, I don't agree. I believe that to make this clean cut and dry, if you're not a descendant from, I forgot it, but you know what I'm saying.
American descendant of slavery.
There you go. Can we like break that down to an acronym?
ADOS.
ADOS. If you're not an ADOS, son, see the conference with ADOS? There you go. And you better get your money somewhere else. You better go to your own bank. You better go to your own bank, son.
Oh my goodness. And listen, for CNN, everybody talking out there, these are not Russian bots that are putting this hashtag up on Twitter and that are fighting for reparations. These are real people, real black people, real ADOS that are fighting for reparations. And my thing is this, because Bernie Sanders recently got on the town hall and he had a problem talking about reparations. And then I think Kamala Harris, she was talking about reparations for blacks and Native Americans, and same with Elizabeth Warren. And I'm saying, yo, why is it so hard to just give money to ADOS? Like, their condition is unique. Didn't the Native Americans already get reparations? Don't they already get money from the government?
Yeah, they do.
So why are they included in a package that would be for us?
To get more money. Greedy bastards.
And the thing is too, people forget that a lot of Native Americans, they had their hand in the slave trade.
I'm pretty sure they did, son.
They did. So, like, come on, man. Oh, it's a mess. It is definitely a mess.
You know what? And that's, you know what? But you know what though? They talking about Russian bots. We probably, we got people in our own community that would mess things up and make it so convoluted that we as people probably like, or to the outside looking in, they probably like, look, they can't even get their shit together. We don't gotta pay them until they get it together. Continue arguing. Continue arguing amongst each other, please. Thank you. You know, and that's the sad part.
Yeah. But with that being said, though, Jay Random, have any last words? Any last words, or because
no, I know
it's about that time.
Yeah, you know it, man. No, my last words is basically, let's see. I don't have any last words. Wow, I am stumped.
Oh wow,
go ahead. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's listening to the show. Keep listening. You know, we hope that you're enjoying everything that you hear. If you have any questions, hit us up. They could actually send us, or they actually like leave a comment on the show, right?
You can leave a comment under the video, or you can email us personally at chemistryproductions@gmail.com. That's K3MISTRY productions@gmail.com for any inquiries, and we will answer those right away. Jay Random, this has been a great show. We have many different ventures coming up for everybody out there, so be on the lookout for that. And I guess I'm signing off.
Yo, signing off too. Take it easy. Talk to you later, cuz. Peace.
So go a little sign like this. That's AVIOT.